If you're thinking about moving to Little Elm or just want to learn more, this video is going to be great for you. What's up guys, my name is Casey McEwen and I'm your local trusted real estate agent and investor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And if you're finding this channel content on everything Dallas-Fort Worth valuable, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. It truly helps out the channel. Let's go ahead and start off with the location of Little Elm, which sits about 34 miles from downtown Dallas and is connected by Highway 380. Now driving to Fort Worth, or Fort Worth Zoo exactly, takes about 50 minutes. Well, on the other side of things, if you're driving to Dallas for a Stars game, it may take closer to 35 minutes. And to the DFW International Airport takes about 25 minutes. The average commute for residents is about 30 to 40 minutes and is one of the longest in DFW, mainly because of the location of Little Elm. Now, one thing I do want to say in terms of commute time to whether or not it be the Fort Worth Zoo, downtown Dallas, to the airport, or any of the above, obviously it's going to be a lot longer if we're talking normal rush hours. Now, one of the biggest things as a realtor that I discuss with clients when I'm specifically talking about Little Elm is its location. And it's the main reason why I am starting the video out with this. And it's not because the location of Little Elm is bad, it's just not the most idealistic location in terms of when it was built out. And let me explain that. Now, if you don't know much about the DFW Metro, one thing I can advise you on is the traffic is going to be heavy in certain areas. However, with the amount of people that we actually have in the entire Dallas-Fort Worth area, our entire metropolitan area was designed knowing that growth was going to come. Now, it's pretty clear when you first come into DFW that we have plenty of freeways. Some of them are going to get more congested than others, but we also have tollways. These are essentially highways that you're going to pay to be able to likely have a shorter commute time. And even in addition to that, we also have expressways, which are going to be even more expensive than a tollway. Now, when we're talking about freeways near the cities that kind of surround Little Elm, let's say if we're talking about Frisco, or maybe the Colony, or Prosper, or McKinney, other surrounding cities that kind of are in that north suburb area, they likely are near some type of either tollway or highway. Frisco is going to be one extreme example. It's going to basically cover 380, which runs west and east. It's going to be right next to Dallas North Tollway, which runs north and south. It's also going to be right next to 121, which is another tollway that kind of runs northeast and southwest. So if we're talking just cities and commute time, Frisco may look a substantial amount less, especially if you're right off the freeway, than Little Elm. And the main reason here is because Little Elm is right next to the lake. Now, this could obviously be very desirable for some in terms of proximity to the lake, but with that comes essentially no nearby freeways. Now, yes, if you want to expand out, you'll eventually get down to 121 if you're headed south from Little Elm, or maybe if you head a little bit east, you'll eventually hit Dallas North Tollway. It's going to be closest, as I mentioned earlier in this video though, to going north and hitting 380. But the issue is most people are not going to be headed north to go anywhere. If you want to go to downtown, you're headed south. If you want to go to the airport, you're going to head southwest. If you want to head to Fort Worth, you're even heading further southwest, which basically means you've got to drive a substantial amount through the city to actually get to a freeway to then start your commute. Now, I can sit here and talk about all the bad things about location when we're talking about Little Elm, but there is a 3-year expansion project that is underway to improve the overall location with an expected completion in 2025. Now, Little Elm is in Denton County and was founded in 1841, but wasn't entirely incorporated until the 1960s. Now, it started as a farming community, but has grown into a bustling area with over 50,000 residents. It's known for its strong economy and is a great place to live and raise a family. According to niche.com, Little Elm has an A grade based on 12 categories, and residents give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Now, for recreation, Little Elm has over 376 acres of parks. Notable ones include the smaller Beard Park, the massive Cottonwood Park, and of course, McCord Park. There are also plenty of trails for walking and biking. Now, Little Elm is actually a unique city when it comes to school districts. It actually falls into Little Elm ISD, Denton ISD, and Frisco ISD, depending on exactly where you may live. Now, this is certainly one thing to look at when you're looking at purchasing a house. Make sure that you're getting into the school district that you want your kids to go to. Now, Denton ISD has a rating of an A, Little Elm is rated at B, and of course, Frisco ISD is well known for its excellence, of course, rated as an A as well. well. Now, specifically, Little Elm ISD serves about 8,100 students across 6 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and just 1 high school. The student-to-teacher ratio is 16:1, which is slightly higher than the state average, and most teachers have over 3 years of experience, which is actually above the state average. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty detail of real estate, being a real estate agent here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, specifically talking about Little Elm, one thing is going to be for certain when it comes to purchasing and potentially selling or reselling your home down the road, a school district is going to be a big factor in terms of overall, I guess, appreciation and value in the long run. Now, if you've been doing your research, you are probably aware of Frisco ISD. Frisco ISD is a very heralded school district here in the North Dallas area, but not just the North Dallas, we're talking the entire state of Texas. So one thing that is actually great about Little Elm itself is you can still be in the city of Little Elm, but fall into the school district of Frisco ISD. But again, this is nothing against Denton ISD or Little Elm ISD specifically. The home values just regularly, when we're talking about Frisco ISD, tend to sell for a higher price point than Denton and Little Elm ISD. Now, on the flip side, if you are looking for a little bit smaller of a school district, Little Elm certainly is going to fulfill that want. On the other side, Frisco ISD is a massive school district. We're talking over 10 high schools, so a much different feel in terms of what you may be looking for your kids. But let's go ahead and jump into Little Elm real estate. Now, the home value in Little Elm is up to about $467,000 as of May 2024, and this is up a whopping 25% over the last year. However, if you compare it to nearby cities, Prosper's median home value is $831,000 and Frisco is $702. And even Corinth is just slightly below at $448, just to give you a sense of what nearby home values in neighboring cities are when you compare it to Little Elm specifically. Now, I talked about it a little bit earlier in this video when I was referring to Little Elm's location, but Little Elm is definitely going to be a much more affordable option in the north suburbs if you're trying to find a newer home, and a newer home that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Now, Little Elm is mostly a residential community, and as of now, there are about 160 active listings, ranging anywhere from the high 100,000s to over $1 million. And the cost of living in Little Elm is about 13% higher than the national average. Housing costs are about 22% higher, utilities are 10% higher, groceries are actually 2% lower, and transportation is 10% lower than the national average, just to give you a ballpark idea of what the overall cost of living would look like in Little Elm. Little Elm is one of the fastest growing cities in the entire country. The population is expected to double in the next decade. Big projects like the new Wyndham Hotel in the Lakefront District and the Palladium Phase 2 are underway, promising more developments and amenities. Now, if there are any specifics about the city of Little Elm that I may not have touched in this particular video, I've got a ton of other content on this channel. Feel free to binge watch as much as you want. Also, if you want to reach out to me directly, I leave a pinned comment on every single video where I'll have my phone number, my email, or my Instagram where you can reach out to me directly. Once again, I am a licensed real estate agent here locally in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and regardless if it's Little Elm or anywhere in the entire metro, I would love the opportunity to be able to help you buy, sell, or invest here locally. But that's all I got for you guys this week. Make sure to stay tuned for more future content next week. Make sure to like, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more future content.